After an exciting sixth round of the SuperSpeedway King Sim500 Series, we return to the World Center of Racing here on the virtual Daytona International Speedway on iRacing as we welcome you in tonight to Sim500 action. It's round 7 of the SuperSpeedway King Series as we welcome you in to Daytona. I am the captain, Riscala, as we welcome you again to the 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway with the Xfinity cars, or the B cars as we like to call them here on iRacing. The weather, 78 degrees, 56% humidity, clear skies, and a very light wind. And this 2.5-mile SuperSpeedway in Daytona Beach, Florida, virtually. Getting ready for what is expected to be a great race. See the flag man over there waving the checkered flag as we put a wrap on practice and get you ready for qualifying that is about to go here in just moments. Let's take a look at last week. Unfortunately, due to some issues, we were not able to broadcast the race last week, and I wanted to show you the results from the Talladega truck race last week. Pedro Mohica scoring another win in the series as he held off Anthony Calantoni in what was a wild finish. In the end, it saw four cautions for 12 laps, 34 lead changes in the 72-lap event when it was all said and done. 33 starters ran in the race. This is all thanks, by the way, to Sim Racer Hub and their scoring that they do. Here is the point standings. If I can hit the right button, there it is. After 6 races, Pedro Mohica leads the points right now by all of 1. 1 point over John Berry. Kevin D. Brown is third, 10 behind Mike Kelly, and Daniel Falkingham is in the 5th place standing spot right now as we have 3 races to go after tonight. So we've got ourselves a wild race as we get closer and closer to the playoffs in store for you. As I mentioned, qualifying is about to start, so let's jump down there to the track and get you ready for this event as the cars will roll out single file. And the good news is we're out here as spectators, so I can pick a car and we will go out there and jump in and watch them run a lap. And as a matter of fact, the points leader's out there, so let's start with him, shall we? Pedro Mohica, the 58 car, out on track. And as we always show you in qualifying there, when the cars are on track, at the bottom, if the screen turns purple, that means they're on pace for the pole. If it's green, that means they're on a faster lap. If it's yellow, not so much of a fast lap. This is going to be the throwaway lap for Pedro as he comes off turn 4. And for some reason, Pedro's, I don't know if he has a pain or not, but it's not showing up on your screen, unfortunately, so apologize for that if that's the case. Right now, Mike Kelly on the pole. 50.62 right now. Jordan Mohica. Coleman as Sigmund jumps to second. And here he comes to the line. Going to jump down to the apron. Nice little sneaky move on his part. Can't say I've not done that before. And he will jump to the pole at a 50.57. Let's jump back here to Mike Kelly and see where, as he crosses the line, and he is only 4th fastest. Check Jimmy Coleman out in the 54 car. Do I have audio for the cars? I don't yet. Here we go. Sorry about that. Oh, he clipped the grass. That might have hurt his time as he's going to be close to it. It did not hurt him, and he goes to the pole, barely squeaking out. Mohica, both of them ran 50-58s. But obviously it only goes up to the hundreds of thousands, so I can't see any more of that time. But I'm guessing it's got to be less than a thousandth or two on that pole lap. Anyone else out there running a lap right now? Looks like Falkingham is out there running. Daniel's had a good season so far in the 39. He's going to cross the line. He's close. And going to be fourth, 50-58. So we got 4 58s sitting up at the top of the grid right now. As we are going to wrap up qualifying here in less than 2 seconds. That will do it. So Jimmy Coleman somehow outruns those guys to the pole. Let's grab Jimmy up here and bring him up to me. And talk to the man who put all this together here this evening. Jimmy, congratulations. One of 4 drivers who ran a 50-58.
I appreciate it. I felt like it was going to be a pretty good run right there. I wasn't expecting that, though. I didn't realize how close he was to now.
Yeah, I mean, all 4 of you sitting on top of another. I was a little worried when I first watching him, like, well, he just clipped the grass going into the trial. Oh, well, that might have killed him.
Oh, I thought the same thing. I was like, well, I'll be lucky to make top 10. And then I seen that. I was like, wow, I did better than what I thought I was.
So what's Jimmy got to do to back it up tonight and get himself a victory?
Try to stay up front as much as I can. If I stay in front of it, then hopefully I won't be involved in it.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, man. Great job tonight. You're the pole sitter, and we'll see if you end up in victory lane.
All right. Appreciate it, Chris.
You too, buddy. Jimmy Coleman, the pole sitter tonight here in Daytona. They'll get their quick little warm-up. All right. Everybody lining up on pit road as we line them up here, and let's take a look at the starting lineup for the race here this evening as Jimmy Coleman on the pole, and you see the separation between the 4 drivers. I mean, how close that was. He'll start next to Pedro Mohica, last week's winner in Talladega. Chad Coleman and Daniel Falkingham on row number 2. Doy Woods, E.J. O'Rourke in row number 3. Mike Kelly, Bobby Wetzel, row 4. Billy Stanley, Anthony Monroe in row 5. Richard Suddeth and Nick Hurd in row number 6. Looking at row number 7, Christopher Jordan, Doug Sigmund, the Carolina driver there. Travis Trevelyan and Cortland Herman making his debut, I believe, tonight. Anthony Calantoni and Richard Beasley, the champion there in row number 9. Row 10 is where you'll see John Ellenberg and Kevin D. Brown. John Barry, Tommy Ryan, row number 11. Row 12, Christopher Williams and Michael Muncy. Kevin England and Dominic Garvatello will start there in row number 13. Row 14, Martin Harris and Jeff Ryan. Chris Huff, Dwight Beverly in row number 6. And the final starter on the grid, Gerald Livingston. As the cars roll off on the grid. And apologies for not being able to cover the race last week due to some issues and stuff. But we're here tonight, and we're going to be with you every Sunday night throughout the rest of this season and also into the following season that's coming for the Xfinity season. It's going to be here in February. You will see every Sunday night broadcast here on the Captain Esports Network. Looking forward to that fun. Hello, Denisha. Welcome in. Appreciate all the viewers watching tonight. See a couple people shared their streams on Facebook, which is awesome. Appreciate, let's see, Dominique and Limited Time Motorsports. Those guys shared the stream out on their Facebook page, which is really cool. So they worked their way through turn 3 and 4 at a track that a lot of people are going to see a lot of things at here in the next couple of weeks as we get closer to February. Of course, the Roar before the 24 was this past weekend. The 24 hours virtually here on iRacing is this weekend, and then, of course, we get closer and closer to the 500. But tonight, it's Sim500 SuperSpeedway King Series, Round 7. Inside line going to work with Jimmy Coleman there on the inside. He's got his, I'm thinking brother or something, Chad Coleman, relation there somehow. Third and fourth right now inside lane, but the outside line with Falkingham and Mohica working in the 41 there behind him of E.J. O'Rourke. How about that old school Gatorade car, the throwback to the 80s, and EW and Neil Bonnet and all those guys that drove that car. As they complete lap number 1. 66 laps will make up the distance tonight. 33 laps will be the bonus points given away for the stage. You'll notice our cameras tonight, as always, presented by TrackCams 4 Gourmet. You can check them out online at trackcams22.com. Also on Facebook and on the iRacing forums. You'll notice a little bit different look now with the network, of course, with the camera packages. I've added more of the speed shots and stuff to the camera. So you're going to see some different looks also along with the actual TV cameras that simulate a broadcast here on NASCAR TV and stuff that you might watch in real life. And Steve Park throwback here in the 9. That's Bobby Wetzel. We ride with Bobby riding behind the Gatorade Chevrolet next to the Davey Allison throwback. Oh, a bunch of throwbacks to the 80s and 90s here. Mohica led that lap. Here comes Falkingham to the outside with O'Rourke. And the 04 back there of Doug Sigmund's got a the 2003 Kevin Harvick paint scheme, I believe that is, with the red. 87 taking it up the middle, 3 wide. Nick Hurd. Putting Anthony Moore 3 wide. These guys realize to make it to the finish of this race, you can't wreck. So you got to be very careful with the aggression and how much you use out there on the track. One car blinking pretty good there in the middle of the pack, the 82. Not sure if they're going to get him out of the pack, but that's kind of scary when you have something like that. But Anthony Monroe needs to get some blinker fluid for that car, I think. And Cortland Herman and Christopher Williams back there, the 82. But you can see some of the field starting to spread out a little bit here. For a lot of these guys, it's their chance to figure out strategy to figure out how they're going to either win this race or get themselves back into the point battle. That is very tight right now. Williams in that 09, the Chirp Chirp Ball State car. Seven laps in, pretty much everybody in the pack here, and you got a line of cars with Jeff Ryan and Tommy Ryan and DJ Beverly back here with Beasley and Gerald Livingston. A lot of those are part of one team. I see that nose damage on the 3 car. Oh yeah, he's got a crunched up nose already. Not sure what happened to Jeff. That's not cool. Oh, 93 out of shape on the apron. And he's able to save it and hold on. Callan, Tony, and Sigmund get him plenty of room to get him back on track. Unfortunately, that's going to check these guys up and kind of shuffle them a little bit and make them lose the lead draft here. 80% fuel in these cars, so the normal 40 to 45 laps on a tank of fuel is going to be more probably the 30 to 35 laps, which will make things interesting because you're going to be coming right up on the halfway point at that part of the race. As up top, 3 wide goes O'Rourke. The problem is he's all by himself. Now he was. Here comes Williams. Oh, 1 car to the wall. And here we go. Mike Muncy and Suttereth get spun around. No caution. Muncy's at the inside wall. And Suttereth has got a torn up 95 car. No caution, though. Mike's trying to get his car going. He's going to have to go to pit road, it looks like, to get that damage fixed. So unfortunate. But no caution comes out from it. All right, well, we got a quick second here. Hopefully these guys stay calm for a quick second. Let's go see what happened. I saw 1 car get loose up top. And Mike's already spun at this point, so let's back her up. Old school way. That 37, a little dicey and dancy up there at the top. Comes off turn 4. Oh, yeah, you can see him losing the back end, hits the wall. And Muncy nowhere to go, is going to hit him. That could have been a lot worse than 3 cars. 95 clobbers the inside wall, and Muncy's going to spin down and get it himself, unfortunately. Wrong place, wrong time. Meanwhile, up front, O'Rourke getting himself a lap lead. And now here comes Falkingham to the inside with Mohica and Coleman. Both the Colemans there. And for the most part, the pack has come back together. We do have 2 splits of cars now. And here's your second pack. Being led by Kevin England, the B-Dubs car, and the 01 there, DJ Beverly. So 2 different packs of cars here. 12 laps in the books. Look out now. I saw Superman clip the apron in the tri-oval, and that almost got bad. As they go by Muncy there, putting him a lap down, or another lap down, I should say. Got to protect that bottom. Always watch your back. We are 12 laps in here in Daytona already in the SuperSpeedway King Series, round number 7 here in the Sim500 series. 14 laps in. Coleman on that high side, back to the front, so he's doing exactly what he said he needed to do. That's trying to keep that car up front. The back of that line right now is Doug Sigmund here in the 04. Doug's in the spot where I kind of like to hang out in the pack. Muncie back on pit road, unfortunately, for him, so that car must be in worse shape than he thought. Let's look at Bobby Wetzel, going to work the high side. The nines working together. Appreciate the viewers watching tonight. If you are, you can always hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you're on Twitch watching us, you can hit the follow button, and also on Facebook and even on Twitter. We're now broadcasting over there also. If you have a Twitter account, you can sit right there, log into the Captain Esports Network, and bada bing, right on the screen. In the Twitterverse, as they call it. Kevin D. Brown looking up the middle here on the 82. Going to force him to the top. As we're 16 laps in already. Check back here on the second pack that sits about 9 seconds back right now. Trying to run single file, but unfortunately got one car of Huff in the 72 is up there fighting with the Garvatello car. That's got rear end damage on the 020. That must be, let's put 2 and 2 together. 3's got nose damage, the 020's got rear end damage. 1 + 1 = 2. But these guys are all of 11 seconds back now, so they're losing the pack really quickly here, and it's 8 seconds to the last car in line. Billy Stanley up there in the 6 car, also doing a good job. That was that gray and black. Number 6 with the red numbering on it. Another name entering the picture here, Travis Trevelyan in the 71. One of my newest subscribers on YouTube. As we're only 14 laps away from the halfway point, which would be stage points. For the top 10, as we run all of, I do the quick math in my head. 165 miles or so in this race. Or so. Mike Kelly in the 2 car, running 14th right now behind Superman. Christopher Jordan in the 78 there. No caution so far, but we haven't been clean. We did have 1 wreck. It happened off the track, so there really wasn't any caution for it. Kelly up near the 190 mark or so down the straightaway here. Coleman and Wetzel continue to lead the inside and outside lines respectively here. You know, as they get closer and closer here, the action going to really start to pick up, and obviously never know from this point what will happen. Right now, though, I'd say for the most part outside of the one incident, everybody's been clean and green and kind of giving each other plenty of room and showing the patience and doing a good job out here. Roy Woods in the 07. As Cortland Herman's a pit road. He was a part of that accident just a few minutes ago. Coleman continued to lead from the pole as we've seen almost 10 lead changes, I would say, already. Unfortunately, I don't have a count or anything with me. And with the technology I have, I don't have any kind of like a lap leader count as part of this, which I'm working on. I've been talking to the guys at SDK Gaming who puts together this great project of telemetry and stuff here you see on the screen that with a subscription you can use. And for somebody like me that's all by myself, I am literally everything on this channel. And you get a lot of people out there in the broadcasting world that do stuff by themselves. And for those people, this is like the perfect app to use because it allows you to pretty much create your own telemetry for the broadcast right here on the screen and stuff. So yeah, I just put my own creation behind it or whatever else behind it, and here we are. And up to the front, chirp, chirp, Christopher Williams. Ball State out of Muncie, Indiana. Big-time broadcasting school. David Letterman, one of the famous people that went to school there. Of course, I got some friends that went to school up there when I was living in Indiana. Got to meet some cool people up in that area. Some pretty intense basketball. Up there, no! Coleman turns down into the 09, and this is going to be the big wreck. Kelly's involved. Kevin D. Brown. The 54-71. Chad Coleman with damage. Question, who doesn't have damage? That was pretty big. Let's look up front here. Wetzel, Stanley, clear. O'Rourke looks clear. Daniel, a little bit of rear damage on the 39. Looks like Mohica's got some damage. Unfortunately, one little move can create a big issue on track, and that's exactly what happened. And just 6 laps shy of halfway, we've got the big one. Add the 09 to the incident too. The 30. I think the 10 got through there. Doy Wood stops. The 04 gets a piece. So as we watch here, I wonder if Coleman got the clear maybe from spotter. But he and Williams come together. Seeing if what cars might have gotten. I think Richard Beasley's going to get through this. If so, I don't know how. Doy Woods might be okay here. And then that pack that sits way back, like 20 seconds back, they all made it through, obviously. All right, we're going to get some on-board coverage here. Let's That's a good question. I'll ride with the 9. That's a fair question. That could have easily happened. It makes it look like that. Give me a second here. I want to ride with the 10 of Beasley here. He might have nudged him. Otherwise, he's through. All right, 1 second here. Let's go on board with Wetzel here. And that's a fair question. Let's find out. Did the 9 turn to 54? He's pushing him, but nothing aggressive that turned him down, I don't think. My opinion. Doy Woods, the 07. Go on board with him. I think he's going to end up getting through this thing. All else fails, you stop the car. And you wait. Maybe, yeah. Well, unfortunately, a lot of cars destroyed in this. We'll see one more view here before we... As we go back green here, lap 30. We did have pit stops during that, by the way. Third through the bottom of the field. The top two stayed out. The 69 and Martin Harris. And, one car up in the wall. Sigmund got pushed up there. But Stanley and Martin Harris did not pit that time around. And here comes Beasley up the middle. And this is with 3 laps to go before the end of the stage. Well, the field looks a lot smaller. Two laps to go. And look at the different names that are up here now. Richard Beasley, Doy Woods, John Barry, the 74. Got himself a couple wins earlier this season. '96 of Gerald Livingston's up here. Callan Tony's up here. Chris Huff also into 72. Another name we should give a shout out to. Got no rear end. He's got the, of course, the Jurassic Park Jeff Gordon paint on that rear end. Everybody remembers the 97 All-Star race. You'll know that joke. Sorry, that's O'Rourke that has no rear end. Everybody's scrambling as they come to 1 lap to go in the stage here. Who's going to get stage points? John Barry going to try to jump to the high side here and try to run the high lane here with Beasley. Basically, the joke behind that, by the way, is the Jurassic Park car got involved in an incident in that All-Star race and had the rear end bumper torn off it, and all of a sudden was really fast and won that race. And ever since then, it's now illegal to run a car without a rear bumper. Oh, as they swerve around here, coming to the, what would be the virtual green and white checker flag. To the line, it's close. And it looks like Barry, by inches, gets to 10 points. That was pretty darn tight. And Barry's like, all right, got my points, I'm out. Let's go back to that. That was pretty darn close, I'd say, huh? Go to the spotter angle here. And oh, yeah, Barry by that much. Wow. Wins the stage points. Beasley, Stanley now, Wetzel, O'Rourke, Falkingham up front. As a lot of these cars got their damage fixed, stayed up to speed, don't really have any motor issues, so they're able to stay up front and try to keep that track position. And now pit stops to cars that did not pit for the caution. Now coming to pit road here, the 6 and the 69. And the other question here is, those two going to be able to make it on fuel now to the finish? As The rest of the field I'm not so sure about. As O'Rourke going to the front with help from Daniel Falkingham into 39. The Raging Cajun Graphics, number 39. Something tells me that's Louisiana-based. So the 6 and the 69 both had their pit stops done and are back on track. Jirai with Beasley. And they're going to go around the 6 right now to put him a lap down. So what he needs to do is hope that this race stays green and gets everybody else back to pit road. As Beverly going to go to the top side here of the 58 here, go 3 wide with his teammate Tommy Ryan behind him. Tommy, a good restrictor plate or super speedway racer, we should say now. '71 jumping out of the way. Unfortunately, a lot of damage on Trevelyan's car. Oh. Look at Jeff Ryan up there, the brother in the 3 car. 84 into the picture now also. As Beverly, who started all the way back into 30th position, I believe led that lap. Same sponsors all on that team that I've remembered from previous broadcasts years ago. Patriot Fire, Coastal Safety Auditors. It's bad. I remember the sponsors' names, but I'm sitting there in my head like, how can I not remember the team name anymore? Of course, I go look. Unacceptable Racing. How can I not remember that? That's unacceptable, Scala. So the teammates at the bottom there, team name, Racing, 39, 38 to 41. Down there on the inside working. The outside line moving also here. So a lot of racing still to go, 25 laps. Next time buys, they'll come up on the lap car of Superman. Jordan, unfortunately, involved in that big wreck also. Kevin England in the 127 car holding on to the draft here behind Gerald Livingston. 16 cars up in the lead pack right now, and then the lap car. The 6 of Billy Stanley. Now Martin Harris actually never returned to the track. He is still on pit road. Not sure if he's gone behind the wall. Want to send a shout out to those down here in the south, along with myself, that have had to put up with Izzy today and the last couple of days. Of course, a winter storm that has affected a lot of where I'm at here in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, with some snow and sleet, and down in South Florida, some pretty bad storms, especially on the west coast of Florida. Almost some contact there between a couple cars, but those here in the southeast, and of course those eventually up in the northeast of course, the New England area, New York. You guys are going to be feeling the wrath of this thing here tomorrow. But Izzy was not playing games this weekend, huh? But hopefully everybody's doing okay with either storm damage from trees or whatever to power outages and things like that. I know my power flickered in and out from about 1 a.m. this morning until roughly 12 o'clock this afternoon. I mean, I was trying to get the link all set up to send to everybody in the Sim500 league for tonight's race, and I just put a message on my phone to them. I said, hey, as soon as I get power back consistently, I'll send it to you. I didn't want to turn the computer on and then all of a sudden the power go out again and blow the computer up or something. Another new driver in the series here doing a great job, Dominic Garvatello, the 020 car. He's also got the Jeff Gordon special there in the back. Seventh position for him. And if you wonder, like, if you've not seen this before, I recommend one day you could try it if you want to. It's hard to do purposely, but if you've ever gone down the road and you're following a car and you notice a bag, as we're 3 wide, we got a car blinking in the middle. That's not good. If you know, oh, here we go. Jeff Ryan gets turned. Second caution going to come out. Beverly also involved. Hold that story. We'll come back to it. Second caution and more destroyed cars. Yeah, 01 just starts blinking mid-pack. And it looks like the 3 is up the track. And then gets turned by the 020, and then up front, it looked like the 01 from blinking out ended up in the middle of Tommy Ryan's car and gets turned around. See where Gerald Livingston gets damage. Oh, Barry gets a piece of it too in the 74. He actually's got a little bit of right front. He might be okay, actually. We'll come back to it, but the leaders are on pit road right now. And unfortunately, the 6 was involved in that wreck too, or else he would have gotten the lucky dog. So while the pit stop's going, real quickly, so if you drive behind a car one day and you notice, like, it's a truck in a bag, like a plastic bag of a grocery store flies out of it, you might get lucky enough for the bag to fall behind the tailgate. And notice how the bag will actually kind of float in the air behind the tailgate of the vehicle. If you've never seen this, it's very tricky and very interesting to see because it shows you how the air kind of moves behind the car. And that's where, obviously, if you take off the rear bumper of the car, how it changes everything. It's a very interesting thing that's mind-boggling when you see it. So Tommy Ryan won the race off pit road. And let's watch what happens here with the Mohica car that was involved. Just nowhere to go. He gets turned up into it. Looks like Beasley and the 127 get a small piece of it. Both of them end up, I think, okay. I'm going to hit stop here, and let's go to the 10-car Beasley. Yeah, that could be a lot worse for them. As we get one to go at the line here, and we'll have 19 laps to go, and down to, what I'm seeing, 12 cars on the lead lap now? Now this is, I actually have my phone in my hand right now. And I actually am looking at the broadcast on Twitter. You could be doing the same right now. As we get ready to come to the green flag here with 18 laps to go. Might not have as big of a field, but we still have the opportunity to do it. So I'm going to be quiet here for a second. We're going to turn it up on the Captain Esports Network. $16 laps to go. The nose damage on the 39, still able to fight through it. As Falkingham tries to lead on the inside, Calantoni on the high side. He's got Tommy Ryan and Also the 41 of O'Rourke, Doy Woods there in the 07 Beasley. There's the 38 of Coleman. Gerald Livingston still in this. Right now about 9 cars in this lead pack. And what has been a wild night of racing here in Daytona, virtually on iRacing. Any more wrecks, I might jump in my car and come out there and run laps and win the race by default. As they stay 2 by 2. See some other cars starting to come into the picture here. England, Herman, also in the 37 car. Nick Hurd, Mike Kelly, Sigmund. Somehow Mike Kelly's still in this race. He had no nose or anything earlier on that car. Inside line starting to go. Oh, 07 got a little out of shape there. You know, it's going to be kind of nerve-wracking trying to push that 84 with the bent rear end that he has. If you don't hit him square, then that's going to turn him. So that could be another element that comes into play here. So we do have a second pack of cars, believe it or not. It's not as big. It's like 4 cars, but still out here running together. John Barry's in this pack with a couple others trying to stay on the lead lap here of damaged cars. Want to make sure they got credit for being out there on track still. As they come up on a couple of lap cars, the lead pack does here. The 6 and the 93, unfortunately, off the pace. On board with Beasley in the 10. And Gerald Livingston there behind him. Doesn't look like much damage on the 96. Maybe the right front there I see, but otherwise, as Jimmy Coleman's gotten back on track, running some laps. And we got trouble as Sigmund and Livingston are in trouble off the 37. It looked like of Herman. No caution as this happened towards the back. Let's see what happened here. .37, 96 come together. Oh, the 04 gets clobbered. Livingston goes to pit road as Tommy Ryan goes to the front. Who is going to help who get the victory lane here as we're coming to less than 10 to go this time by. Well, Dory Woods is going to get shuffled out. As we got 9 laps to go, a chance for us to share that we have partnered up with the Celiac Disease Foundation. You can click on the information down below in the YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, wherever you're at watching, and get information on how you can help out those with celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disease that affects the lower intestines in your body when gluten attacks it pretty much. That's what leads to a lot of gluten-free diets that you're hearing about. Ooh, 38 almost got turned. But you can get information about that at celiac.org. You can also donate if you'd like. But make sure you do get the information at celiac.org. 8 laps to go as Tommy Ryan leads the 84. Calantoni in second. And then Coleman about got turned over coming out of 4 just a minute ago by, I believe that's his teammate Falkingham behind him. How about that 87 car with no hood in the middle of this pack? Somebody want to tell Nick Hurd that he's got no hood. He's not supposed to be this fast. Beasley going to the front. The champion from last season looking for a win. O'Rourke going to take her 3 wide to the top. Unfortunately, all that did was kill the outside's momentum. As they cross the line, 6 laps to go as Beasley leads that lap barely. Oh, the 87 gets loose on the apron. Nice save on his part. That's going to kill his momentum, though, and probably going to lose the draft now. Five laps to go, and England going to get to the leaders. Tommy Ryan, Dory Woods into the wall. And that's going to shake things up. So you're coming up on a lap car of Sigmund. 38 gets turned. 87 goes flying through there. Unfortunate circumstances there for some of the leaders. Always cars destroyed. A slow-mo here. Holman's going to get turned. Also, Ryan, as I mentioned, with segment to 39 gets damage. And then Doya, unfortunately, is going to get clipped here at the end. And that's going to bring the 39 to pit road, to 38 to 127, all coming to pit road. Actually, I want to look at this one more time. It's a tough situation there, unfortunately. So it looks like we might be looking at a green-white checker finish here, maybe? Should get one to go next time by, yeah, so we will go over by one lap, it looks like. So we should get one to go this time by. And see what's left here as Beasley leads this race now. Calantoni, O'Rourke on the inside there, he's third. How about Nick Hurd with no hood is fourth. And then Daniel Falkingham, he has no hood now, runs fifth. Kevin England is sixth. Dominic Garvatello, he's got an all beaten up car, running seventh. Cortland Herman is eighth. Mike Kelly, and he's got a modified, he's ninth. And then John Barry, who might actually have a legit shot at this, doesn't have much damage on his car, running in 10th right now. So here we go. Going to come to the green flag with 2 laps to go. Overtime number 1. Pace car pulls off. And Coleman and the 74 hitting each other. Look at this. You got all these damaged cars pushing Beasley, who's got very little damage, if any. from that scrape he had in the one wreck with the 127, who sits back there in 5th right now. Can anybody do anything with him? Here we go, final lap. O'Rourke gets a little out of shape. And now here comes 39 to the high side. He's got an actual run with help from the 127. Is O'Rourke going to try to make a move off turn 4? Looks high, but no one's going to have a shot to catch Beasley. The champ goes to victory lane in Daytona. Meanwhile, those who haven't wrecked, just wrecked. He kind of hung back and let the race fall right into his hands. The only damage on that car, if there's any, is literally a scratch on the left front from the contact with the 127 in an earlier wreck. As Beasley going to get a chance to celebrate. As 10 goes to victory lane here this evening. Great job on the burnouts there. As we take a look at the race results. Beasley wins it. O'Rourke second. Nick Hurd gets third. Callan Tony fourth. And Cortland Herman finishes top 5. Kevin England sixth. Dominic Garvatello in seventh. John Barry eighth. Daniel Falkingham ninth. And Chad Coleman 10th. Mike Kelly 11th. Travis Trevelyan 12th. Billy Stanley 13th, Tommy Ryan 14th, Doy Woods 15th, Doug Sigmund 16th, Kevin Brown and Pedro Mohica finishing in the 18th position, Christopher Jordan 19th, Gerald Livingston 20th, Chris Huff 21st, 22nd Bobby Wetzel, 23rd DJ Beverly, 24th goes to Jeff Ryan, 25th Jimmy Coleman, 26th Martin Harris, 27th John Ellenberg, 28th Anthony Monroe, Christopher Williams, 29th, and 30th, Michael Muncy, unfortunately for him. And then Richard Suddeth finishing 31st on the evening. As a great job here by the winner tonight, Richard Beasley. And we will talk to him in just a second. But first, let's talk to our third place finisher here, Nick Hurd. There's Nick up here in the room waiting on me. Look at that. It's like he just knew I was going to come talk to him first. The hoodless one. Third place finish for you.
Hey, yeah, that's a shock to me. I wasn't expecting that finish there because I think after that first wreck, that first big one. I got mired back in about 27th, and then worked with a few other lap cars to kind of draft and stay together. And then we got a timely caution, got me caught up to the field, finished fixing some damage, and yeah, just kind of worked my way through there towards the end, and got lucky that last wreck. I kind of dodged it, and yeah, that was a heck of a finish. I think me and the 84 got together there, and we both talked about it, and it was definitely unintentional with either side. So crazy race for sure. Probably one of my best races here at the Sim500. I've been in and out of this league here for the last couple of years, but happy to compete in another race over here. So awesome race, and congrats to the winner tonight.
Yeah, talk about the racing out there. You mentioned a little while you had to strategize yourself to get up there, but it seemed tame for the first 22 laps or so.
Yeah, and I was just kind of minding my own there on the bottom up front. I think I was hanging around the top 10, and you know, just wanting to stay there and just ride. And then I guess the leaders or something got sideways to bring out that first caution. You know, but we had a good run going up till then. But I kind of got locked into the bottom there, trying to you know, just keep it clean and all that. So that wreck, it didn't bang it up too bad. I think I still had a good motor, just the body work. Like you said, I was missing the hood, but hopefully at least it still looked good, I hope, on track.
It did without a hood, but it still did its part for you, and you got yourself up there, a top 3 finish for you, and congratulations on that, and shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, I just to Joey for running this league. He knows I like the SuperSpeedway stuff, so appreciate him letting me join and come run with these guys. Hopefully, I'll be able to talk to you boys up there in the booth here more often soon.
Absolutely, we'd love to have you up here. But great job tonight, Nick, and congrats on your 3rd place, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, absolutely.
Y'all have a good night.
You too, buddy. Nick Hurd finishing in the 3rd position this evening, and let's see if we can find O'Rourke. There he is down here in team name, as EJ was not afraid to make some moves here this evening. It worked out for him, getting himself a 2nd place finish here tonight in Daytona. EJ, nice job here. Obviously, you were not afraid to make some moves. I saw a couple times you jumped up to that high side and almost made it work, but unfortunately a 2nd place finish for you in the end.
Yeah, I tell you what, Chris, this 41 Gary Mercer truck and Chevy Camaro was real fast tonight. Just missing just that edge on the last lap there. I was trying to do the old fakearoo on Richard Beasley and that sweet looking tide right up there, and I did the fake high, fake low. I just didn't have enough momentum to do it.
You did. What help did you need behind you? Because I couldn't tell if the 87 was willing to work with you or not. Was that the one piece you were missing? Maybe was to get that push from him to get you up there.
I just needed someone I think that knew what they were doing. People behind me really didn't know what was going on. It felt like, and couldn't really set anything up at the end, whether it was damage or they were afraid to wreck again or what. But it's just need a little bit of help.
Well, it's still a great effort for you, man. Nice job on the 41 this evening, a 2nd place run. Shout out to whoever you like to, sir.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you guys for broadcasting this deal. I can't wait to go back and look at it and watch me lose to Richard Beasley. That's embarrassing. And I just got to thank Trey Edson for painting me this really cool Gary Mercer truck and Chevrolet. I got to thank Scott Stencil with Personal Comfort, Papa's Hardware, everyone at Sim500 for doing such a great job. This race wasn't the prettiest, but in the end, it worked out.
Hey, you know, there's that little 20-second period you can fast forward to.
Yes, absolutely.
Just figured I'd point that out to you. Great job this evening, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You too, sir. EJ O'Rourke finishing in the 2nd position this evening. He's so prepared to move himself and everything. Look at there. But the champ is here, as the old John Cena quote is in wrestling. And that's Richard Beasley returns to victory lane, finally getting some luck coming your way here in the 10 car and going to victory lane. I mean, the only issue you had tonight was a little scratch from the 127 in the big wreck.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, man. We kept this thing clean all night, and that's really the way you got to run these to even be around to win these. You know, got to keep it clean till the end.
Well, talk about the racing out there, because I know you kind of rode back a little bit, so you had to kind of see it in front of you to miss it and that kind of stuff. And just talk about what you were seeing out there and the wildness in the end.
Yeah, so this car seemed to be a little more swirly than I remember running in the pack. I noticed everybody was bouncing all over the place. I got up there for a little bit, led a lap or two, and I'm like, nah, I'm going to hang out in the back and wait on them to wreck. And, you know, it played out. They wrecked a few times, and we were able to miss it and be around at the end.
Well, it was definitely a great job tonight for you, man. Congratulations, keeping that tide rod clean, if you will. and getting it up there to the front. Were you worried at all with those damaged cars behind you, seeing they might get a run on you?
Yeah, I was a little worried. I had EJ behind me. I knew I was going to be okay with EJ. And I had Daniel kind of getting up there. Once I saw those two behind me, I knew we were going to be okay. I knew they were going to race me clean.
Well, great job tonight, man. Go celebrate and send shouts whoever you like to.
Thanks, man. I want to shout out to all the guys down on the team name channel: Daniel Fockingham, Chad Coleman, Doy Woods, John Berry, Kevin DeBrown, Pedro, and Tim's Corner Motorsports, my spotter Tim Terry. Couldn't have done it without him tonight.
There you go, man. Well, great job tonight, Richard. Congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane, and maybe we'll see you again next week.
Thanks, man. Sounds good.
All right, buddy. Richard Beasley, your winner here tonight in Daytona. Congratulations to him and all the drivers on a fantastic race this evening. It had some wildness to it, and I'm sure there's going to be some people mad at each other and talking about it and so on and so forth. So looking forward to reading the chat over in Discord tonight when this thing's all over with. But great job. So tonight's going to be the last broadcast for the weekend. Of course, let's see. Next time we'll be on the air. Scheduled is Tuesday night for the LSRL race number 2 for the Gridfinder Xfinity Series. We look forward to that. And, of course, GLSR Wednesday night. Thursday night, the American Open Wheel Racing Series. And then back here Sunday night, 4 broadcasts this coming week. Whatever race is scheduled. Unfortunately, we don't know until the day of the race usually, unless they send me something. So it's kind of a wait for the surprise of what's next on the schedule. So for the Sim500 SuperSpeedway Series, always a lot of fun. And make sure you check out the other broadcast companies that do these Sim500 Series races, of course. Make sure you check those guys out at LSR TV on Monday nights, Virtual Racing Tuesday nights, Ghostfire on Wednesdays, Trackside Fridays, Extreme Sim TV. You'll actually see them tomorrow night, and also Saturday night here with the Sim500 League. So definitely a good bunch of guys there doing some great broadcasts each and every week. So shout out to all of them. And we're going to head off and enjoy the rest of your Sunday night and the rest of your weekend. If you're in the south, stay warm and get out of the snow, and especially the yellow snow. Don't mess with that stuff. Just saying. Anyways, remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.